What's up, everybody? Reed and Trey back here for day 2 of submission week. We got to check out plenty of action from day 1, all sorts of signature submissions. You know what one we forgot though?
What did we forget?
We forgot wrist locks from
man.
Pete the Greek.
Pete the Greek, baby. Wrist lock the world, dude.
Yep.
I'm an avid wrist locker. What about you? You a wrist locker?
Oh, I love
this guy's not a wrist locker, dude.
I
Never
love
seen
wrist
him hit
locks.
one.
Big wrist lock guy myself. No, but that's definitely a great signature submission that we gotta talk more about. You know, there's just so many great submissions, but today I want to talk about the new generation of grapplers, the new generation of submission hunters. Obviously, we have seen so many, legends of the sport grow up, and we've seen them go out there and submit their way to world championships, submit their way to gold medals. I'm thinking about people like, Marcelo Garcia, Roger Gracie, people that we just love watching. And we have a long lineage of it, but there's a new generation coming here in jiu-jitsu. There's a new, type of grappler out there who's even more submission focused than the generations previous. So I just want to spend a little time and talk about some of our favorite new gen submission hunters and what they're doing to really push the sport forward into a more submission focused, realm. Guys like, of course, Andrew Tackett and Cole Abate, Tynan Dalpra. There's so many names out there. What comes to mind for you, Trey, when you think about this new gen?
Man, whenever I think of new generation submission hunters, submission artists, I think the first name that comes to mind for me has got to be Mika Galvao.
Yeah.
Mika Galvao is a guy who has the butteriest jiu-jitsu in the game, always constantly trying to flow and attack the submission. So we've seen him hit in ADCC South American trials. We saw him hit that coyote armbar. Still one of the coolest submissions I've ever seen. It's something every now and then, I try to recreate in the gym. It just does not look quite as cool whenever I try it on random hobbyist 40-year-olds. But I'll never quit trying it because Mika makes it look so cool, so effortless. And he's just a guy who has a mindset where he's going to go out there and want to get the submission. Mika Galvao is definitely one of the guys that I think of when I think about the new generation submission hunters.
We have seen so much good jiu-jitsu from Mika Galvao already in his young career, but the best is yet to come for him. Many more submissions to come. I think that's a great call out for sure. A name that I want to feature actually is a guy that we were just having a conversation with, so he's at the top of my mind right now, is Nicholas Marigali. Another guy, maybe, he's been on the scene for a few years now. Of course, he's an established black belt world champion, but just another guy who, if he doesn't end the match in submission, he is disappointed. He counts it as a loss, basically, because if he's not submitting people, then what is he really doing out there, And so that's why you gotta love Nicholas Marigali's mentality. Some of my favorite submissions from Nicholas, of course, are the loop choke. The loop choke is just such a killer submission. It can come out of nowhere, and nobody has kind of perfected it as good as Nicholas Marigali. I'm thinking about him hitting it against Nalati in Pan several years ago. I believe when Marigali just got his black belt. That was his first match at black belt, I believe. Of course, he submitted
put Cyborg out with the 2021 Worlds.
Yep, submitted Cyborg, I believe, twice with a loop choke. He's a killer from the back. He's got a lot of submissions. He's training out here in Austin now, so he's even adding leg locks to his arsenal and things like that. So, you can't talk about submission hunters in this new generation of guys pushing the sport forward without talking about Nicholas Marigali and what he's been doing. It's been absolutely incredible.
I'm gonna bring up another couple names. This is a combo. This is a 2-for-1 special. You buy one, you get one free. Okay. All right, and listen, they cost a lot of money at this point in time. I'm talking about the Theruatolo Brothers, dude. If we're talking new generation submission hunters, you got to talk about the Theruatolo Brothers, and it does feel a little weird bringing them into this category because they've been around for so long.
Yeah.
They've been putting together highlight reel submissions for so long now, but it almost feels like they're veterans, but they're the youngest veterans for a reason. The Theruatolo Brothers are always going to come out. We featured them on our signature submissions day because of the Darce choke, but man, you could have also given them the buggy choke. You could have given them now leg locks. Cade came out, submitted 4-for-4 matches in the ADCC World Championship, got the heel hook in the final. So I feel like those guys are very well deserving to be on this list, and always a couple of the most exciting dudes to watch.
So many, guys who are on the come up. I think, the blue belt juvenile ranks have never been deeper than they are now. Purple belt, looks incredible. So there's so many great submission hunters, I think, on the come up. But I do want to mention Gordon Ryan. He's someone we haven't mentioned yet, and he's a guy I think who's obviously really transformed the way modern competitors look at submissions and look at how to achieve them, and look at when you do submit people all the time, what it can do for your stock and for your brand and things like that. So definitely have to give a shout out to what Gordon has done, and in the direction that he's kind of pushed submissions. And he's out there calling submissions on who's number one, calling the time he's gonna hit it, how he's gonna hit it. Nobody else out there is quite at that level of calling his shot the way he does. So yeah, if you're a fan of submissions, you're a fan of Gordon Ryan and what he's been doing out there. So have to give a shout out to him and what he's done for submissions for sure. The future of jiu-jitsu is bright. The future of submissions couldn't be more brighter. Hope you guys enjoyed us talking about some of our favorite new generation submission hunters. I know we missed a whole bunch of people, but definitely let us know in the comments who are some of your favorite guys to watch in the modern jiu-jitsu world. There's plenty of them out there, but in the meantime, enjoy submission week. We'll see you guys tomorrow.